You know, Sean and I, Sean's a Newtown Square guy, and I was a Philadelphia guy. And our early recollection of a championship team was really when the Flyers won the Stanley Cup back in the early 70s. Freddie Shero came into the room and told his players, if you could win this game today, you will walk together forever. Well, then you start to follow that hockey team years after that, and those guys were all still tight, playing in golf tournaments together, being there for one another's kids' graduations. And so we kind of explained that to our football team, and then Bill Parcells had an impact, and he talks about the kinship from winning. You walk together forever.
You'll always share this kind of tattoo with everyone else that was on that team, players and coaches, and many of which, a great deal of them will be in this year, and that'll take place 20 years, 30 years. There'll always be that unique bond for any sports team that accomplished something that's significant.
I feel like the first time he said that in a way that really galvanized the team around that, it might have been in 2007, and it was after we had the great 2006 season, come back in 07, we start the season 0-4, and I think we were on the road in a game in Seattle, and the night before the game, he's giving the team meeting a pep talk like he normally does, and he gave this great speech, and he said, hey, tomorrow we're going to turn this thing around, we're going to win a big game, and then we're going to walk together forever. Now who's with me? And everybody stands up together sort of in unison, not rehearsed, it just happened sort of organically.
He said, man, look, man, the teams that spend time together outside of football are usually the teams that win. And we really embraced that, and we did things together all the time. And that allows you to get on a whole different level as far as the camaraderie and being on the same page and loving one another. We didn't ever have to worry about if, guy A was going to be in the right place at the right time and not disrupt guy B, or, just knowing that we were playing something that was bigger than ourselves. I think we really, really understood that and lived it.
When you have that opportunity to be able to do something like that, and you look back on it and you accomplished it with the guys, like Coach Payton, Colston, Pierre Thomas, Lance Moore, I can go on and on, Roman Harper, the guys that are still some of my best friends to this day.
When you see someone that you've had that type of accomplishment, there's a bond, and it's hard to explain. It's like, graduating from high school together, is that you have that bond that lasts forever, no matter how long it's been since you've seen someone. When you see them, it's like you saw them yesterday. That's what it feels like when I see Reggie and Marcus. I take a lot of pride in their accomplishments. I follow their accomplishments, and that's true for every player on that squad.
Bush Family Charity Weekend Golf Tournament is just about underway.
We all talk now. We're all in group chats, and we all joke with each other. And when things are going on outside of our lives, these are the people that we all lean back on. It's the same thing on 3rd and 12. When I lean on my corner or something like the linebacker to get his spot. I do the same thing now when it comes to life and everyday situations outside of football now that it's passed us up.
We're all in these group chats. When the Saints are playing on games, we're all talking. We come back for some games a couple times a year. Definitely the playoffs. We're always here for the playoffs, but we try to come back for 1 or 2 games a year as well. But that's what it's about, right? Is that camaraderie aspect.
I remember seeing Joe last year, and he reminded me, do you remember what I said? We're gonna walk together forever. And it's like we came back together, and it was true. It's like family. You bleed together, you cry together. It's more than just football. It's life, it's relationships. People see the on-field stuff, but they don't see the behind the scenes or the locker room stuff that happens, and how we're friends, how we're brothers, how we care about each other's family and their kids and their home life and their marriages. And it's something special that happens.
And to this day, it holds true. When you win together, you walk together forever. There's a special kinship. Those players are there for each other. Those players are there for the coaches are there for the players. And it's a truly unique thing.
Will Smith and his wife were traveling from Saki Cafe on Magazine Street towards the Windsor Court when the shooting took place. Former Saint Will Smith was shot in the back and torso. He died on the scene. His wife, Raquel, shot in the leg.
I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and I heard the news, and the next thing I knew, I was on the phone with Sean, and then Bill Johnson was our defensive line coach, and we're at the hospital, and Raquel was still in surgery. But that, and then Deuce McAllister showed up. That team came together, and Raquel knows anything she needs for herself, for the kids. She's a phone call away from all of us. We'll be there for her. But that's not only a testament to the closeness of that team, it's a testament to the type of man that Will was and is.
I got a phone call that night, and I just didn't want to be like, Will, he'll be all right. Will's so strong, and and you just never think anything like that would happen to the city that loves us this much, that treated us like kings or like royalty, like we were their children. And to be home and have something like that happen to you, it really shook us all. It really made us all take a step back.
Yeah, it's pretty devastating. It's like losing a son, really. Yeah, think about him often.
That's also the reason why I wear Will Smith's jersey, when I come to the games, because, he was a part of this process. Will was a great leader on the football field. He led by example. He wasn't as vocal. He wasn't the, kind of the loud rah-rah vocal guy, but he led by example. And to me, it's an honor to be able to wear his jersey because, of what he stood for, and just how beloved he was here in this town. He was truly, a New Orleans Saints, boy.
He was such a core part of that group, and a core part of just the brotherhood. And when you talk about walking together forever, I mean, you always envision Will being there with you. So, yeah, tough one. Still, I think we're all still processing and digesting that.
I was 2 miles away. It was very difficult. It was. He was so. He might have been our best leader, and it was, look, a senseless crime, and but that's going to begin now. I mean, and so you cherish the times you had with him.